Good
Yeah.
evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Good evening,
Good evening, Good evening, Bhumika.
Good evening, Bhumika. Welcome, Lakshmi. Lakshmi, you are in which class, Lakshmi? Enter class, Lakshmi.
Sir,
Enter class,
ninth, sir.
ninth.
Yes, sir.
Okay, of course, 11th course, but irkla, ninga kekla, sister.
So my name is Balaji.
Okay, very good.
Amma, can you able to visible? Can you able to see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So we have discussed 5 kingdom classifications, right? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Bhumika, we have discussed about the 5 kingdom classification. In that we have discussed Thallophyta and also what is that? Fungi and also plant kingdom, animal kingdom, protozoans. So everything we have discussed, right? So now today we are going to start in that plant kingdom. Among that, the plant kingdom, that is the concept we want to discuss. Here already we know about the plant kingdom. Just to recap, we know that the plant is a eukaryotic cell, right? And mostly the plants are autotrophs. And they can able to prepare their own food, and only few plants are heterotrophs, that is insectivorous plant, Venus flytrap. Okay. And maximum, if you see, the plant have a cell wall, and cell wall is made up of cellulose, and they have a chloroplast. It has general characteristics. Okay. And plants, if you see, it is includes algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperm, angiosperms. Okay. And plant life cycle, if you see, they have a 2 phases. One is the diploid sporophytic, later applied gametophytic. So this condition is called as alternation of generation. So this is the thing we have discussed in the previous concept. Yes. So today
Yes, ma'am.
we are going with a brief explanation of the LSN. Okay. So first thing was the types of classification. So we know that Whitaker proposed the, what is that? A 5 kingdom classification, that is a Monera, Protista, Fungi, Animalia and Plantae. Okay, here in this classification, we are going to discuss, okay, kingdom Plantae, that is entire plant kingdom in the world. Okay, so we know that there is a fungi and some other Monera, Protista, they have, what is that? They also have, some of the organism have a cell wall. Even a plant also have, what is that? A cell wall. But these all are placed in the different kingdom. So the reason when the based on the it is present of, what is that? A cell wall nature. Okay, and also if you see cyanobacteria, it is one of the blue green algae. Okay, it is not algae, but it is comes under the blue green algae. It can able to make their own food. Okay, and there are so many classification was classified based on the plants, like a artificial kingdom, natural classification and phylogenetic system. Okay, in artificial classification, okay, only the lineage used gross superficial morphological characters. Here in the artificial system, lineage used, what is that? Morphological characters like a color, number, shape, leaves. So, okay, these things they used. So, but here mainly vegetative characters are androecium structures. It's given by Linnaeus. These things also, what is that? Explained, but it is not properly explained by him. So, okay, so such systems were artificial. Okay, in artificial system, Superficial, the morphological characters such as habit, color, number, shape of the leaves. They were based mainly on the vegetative characters. On the andrecium structures was not much explained here in the artificial system. And when they are observed, the artificial system will give equal weightage to what is that vegetative and also sexual characteristic. This not acceptable. We know that vegetative characters are most easily affected by environment. Vegetative and reproductive both it was given also. uh, Vegetative characters are easily get affected by the environment, so it was not accepted. The later they have discovered what is that a natural system of classification. So it is based on the natural affinities about among the organisms. Okay, natural affinities among the organism based panni the natural classification was discussed. Okay, not only external features, it also discussed about the internal features like ultrastructure, anatomy, embryology, chemistry. Okay, so all these things was explained in the natural system. This system was done by who's that? George Bentham and Joseph Dalton Hooker. Bentham and Hooker. With help of them, the natural system of classification was accepted. It was everywhere accepted kingdom na. That is the natural system. Okay. So artificial system, Linnaeus was explained. Only the vegetative characters are more explanation was given. Color, shape, size, everything. So that this easily the vegetative characters are it will get easily affected. That is the reason artificial classification was not accepted. The second thing, natural system. In the natural system here, the Bentham and Hooker was classified this natural system. In this, both the internal and external, both the characters was explained by the Bentham and Hooker. So this classification was accepted by everyone. The third one is the phylogenetic system. At present, the phylogenetic classifications was based on the phylogenetic meaning என்னதுன்னா evolutionary relationship between the various organism. Okay, so this also acceptable. Okay, this also acceptable. So this system was accepted by everyone. And so here it is given drawbacks for an artificial system. Separated closely related species and equal weightage was vegetative and sexual characteristic. Natural system, we know that based on the natural affinities among the organisms. So here both external and internal features are considered. So this system was given by the George Bentham and Hooker. And next, phylogenetic system of classification. Here it was depends on evolutionary relationship among the organisms. Okay, here if you see the organism have a same taxa of a common ancestor. Okay, as a human beings, we all have what is that a same common ancestor. Okay, so like that it was classified. So the phylogenetic classification also accepted. And the next thing வந்து what is the plant kingdom was given அப்படின்னு பார்க்கும்போது in this chapter the classification of plant kingdom, if you see, the first one வந்து என்னதுன்னா algae, the second one வந்து bryophytes, third one pteridophytes, and next one வந்து gymnosperm and angiosperm. So about each and every one we are going to discuss. So first one வந்து about the algae. So algae, the study of algae, which is called as what is that Thallophyta. Algae பத்தி படிக்கிறதுக்கு பேர் என்னதுன்னா Thallophyta. Okay, Thallophyta, Thallophyta. Okay, actually Thallophyta is a simple organism with a thalloid. They have a thallus form. The plant body is a thallus. Okay, and study of algae is called as phycology. Make a note of it, Amma. Study of algae, it is additional point. Study of algae is called as phycology. Okay, who is the father of phycology? Na F.E. Friedrich is the father of phycology, and M.O.P. Iyengar is the father of Indian phycology. Make a note. Who is the father of phycology? Na F.E. Fritsch, F-R-I-T-S-C-H. Fritsch, father of phycology is Fritsch, and father of Indian phycology, father of Indian phycology வந்து MOP Iyengar. MOP Iyengar is the father of Indian phycology. So what is the meaning of algae அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னா, algae means seaweed. Algae என்னதுன்னா seaweed, because majority of the algae which is grow in the water bodies only. So the algae means seaweed. Algae means seaweed. Okay, so it will live in the aquatic, freshwater, marine organisms. Okay, and also it is associated with what is that? Fungi. This condition is called as lichen. Okay, and some of the algae, if you see, it is occur with the animals, like example sloth weed. Okay, so like every organisms along with that also this algae can be survive. And if you see main autotrophs in a planet, in the planetல வந்து the main autotrophs என்னதுன்னா that is algae. Nearly it will carry 90% of the global photosynthesis. Make a note of it. How many percentage of global photosynthesis it will take care na in the planet? 90% of the global, the photosynthesis will be takes place with help of the algae. Okay va? So what is that? Algae. Algae means seaweed. Majority of the algae which live in the sea water, marine water, fresh water, and some of the algae which live along with the fungi also, example lichens, and some of the algae which is associated with the animals also, for example sloth bear. Okay, and if you see, the father of phycology is called as F.E. Fritsch. Fritsch is the father of phycology, and MOP Iyengar is what is that? A father of Indian phycology. And who gave the term algae? And the term algae இருக்குல்ல, the term algae was okay given by the scientist name is Linnaeus. Algaeங்கிற வேர்டை வந்து யாரு கொடுத்தாருன்னா Linnaeus. Okay, and who is the father of phycology means F.E. Fritsch. And who is the father of Indian phycology na MOP Iyengar. MOP Iyengar. And nearly how many percentage which is cover the what is that in a global photosynthesis na 90%. Okay, and it is algae means thallophytes. It is the aquatic thallophytes. Okay, that aquatic weed, aquatic thallophytes, and it is a photoautotrophic. It is a simple body thallophyte only. There is no embryophytic. No embryophytic na embryo stage is absent. Only thallus stage only. Cell to thallus stage only. Embryophytic stage will be absent in the what is that? The algae. So this is the a characteristic of the introduction of the algae. Yes, any doubt? Ma, Bhumika? Am I audible?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. The next thing we are going with, what is that? Where it is distribute, how it is the vegetative reproduction. Okay. So everything we are going to discuss. The first one, I told, what is the distribution and habitat? Enge majority distributed?
Aquatic, ma'am.
Aquatic, very good. Okay, and a habitat. Okay, that is aquatic only. The plant body. Plant body, thallus, embryonic stage, cell stage. The plant body is thallus. Plant body எப்படி இருக்கும்? Thalloid. I have mentioned, see, thalloid. Thalloid na, the plant body is thalloid. Okay. And it is chlorophyll also. Chlorophyll, the main chlorophyll is present. That is the reason how many percentage the photosynthesis will be takes place in the global photosynthetic?
90%, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. What is that? 90% photosynthesis will be takes place. Okay. And plant body, if you see, the plant body which is ranges from unicellular to multicellular structure. not only unicellular. Okay, single cell only, not only present here. Here some organisms also have what is that, multicellular also. Okay va? And the thallus body I told, right? The thallus body I told. Okay, it is a thalloid I told, right? So in the thalloid pathona, unicellular thallus also we have, and we have a multicellular thallus also. யூனிசெல்லுலார் ஃபார்மஸ் ஆஃப் தாலஸ்க்கு வந்து எக்ஸாம்பிள் வந்து என்னன்னா, யூனிசெல்லுலார் ஃபார்ம்ஸ்க்கு வந்து எக்ஸாம்பிள் வந்து கிளமைடோமோனஸ். வி நோ தட் கிளமைடோமோனஸ் இஸ் அ யூனிசெல்லுலார் ஃபார்ம். அண்ட் த மல்டிசெல்லுலார் ஃபார்ம்க்கு வந்து we can example வந்து we can go with the valvax. Multicellular form we can go with the example of valvax. Okay, and the next thing, if you see the vegetative reproduction, the size will be, I told, some unicellular also we have, multicellular also we have. The vegetative reproduction takes place with help of the fragmentation. Okay, and asexual reproduction takes place with help of the spores. In that spores வந்து என்ன ஸ்போர்ஸ்னா, zoospores. And sexual reproduction, if you see, it takes place by the fusion of gametes. So this is the way the reproduction also takes place. Okay, so the sexual reproduction is based on the gamete fusion. It 3 types: isogamous, anisogamous, oogamous. Already we discussed about the isogamous, anisogamous, oogamous, right? Can you tell me what is isogamous? What do you mean by isogamous? What do you mean by isogamous? Fusion of sexual reproduction I told na, fusion of gametes. What do you mean by isogamous? This topic already was discussed in the previous topic. What is isogamous?
Same, ma'am.
So fusion of morphologically and physiologically similar gametes is called as, what is that? Isogamy. Okay, yeah, same gamete fusion, similar gametes fusion. Okay va? So the fusion of morphologically and physiologically similar gametes, please make a note. எழுதி வெச்சுக்கோடா. Isogamy என்னது? Fusion of morphologically physiologically similar gametes are fused. ஒரே மாதிரியான 2 gametes fuse ஆகிறதுக்கு பேரு isogamy. Then what do you mean by anisogamy? Different. Okay, for example, anisogamy na, the fusion of smaller, more active gametes with larger, less active gametes is fused na, it's called as, what is that? Anisogamy. What is anisogamy? What is anisogamy? The fusion of smaller, more active gametes with larger, less active macrogamete வந்து fuse ஆகிறதுக்கு பேரு anisogamy. Then what do you mean by oogamy? What do you mean by oogamy? The fusion of small motile, non-motile male gamete is called as anthrozoid. Small, motile or non-motile male gamete is, that is called sperm or anthrozoid, fused with the non-motile female gamete. Motile male gamete fused with the non-motile female gamete egg. This is called as, what is that? Oogamy. These are the 3 types of sexual reproduction will be takes place. What kind of sexual reproduction takes place? Sexual reproduction takes place by the fusion of gametes, right? What do you mean by sexual fusion of gametes? The fusion of gametes takes place by the 3 method. What are they? One is the isogamy. What do you mean by isogamy? What do you mean by isogamy? Bhumika?
Morphological and phylological similar, ma'am.
Physiologically. Physiologically na, movement இது எல்லாத்துலயுமே similar ஆ இருக்கிறது. Anisogamy na, smaller, more active gamete with larger, less active gametes வந்து fuse ஆகிறது. Larger, more active, sorry, smaller ஆ இருக்கும், more active ஆ இருக்கும், லார்ஜரா இருக்கும், லெஸ் ஆக்டிவா இருக்கும். அந்த மாதிரி ரெண்டு கேமெட்ஸ் இடையில ஃபியூஷன் ஆகுறது அனைசோகேமி. தென் ஊகேமினா the fusion of small motile non-motile or okay small fusion of small motile or non-motile male gamete is called sperm fused with the non-motile female gamete is called as egg. So this is called as what is that? Oogamy. And also I told vegetative reproduction by fragmentation. What do you mean by fragmentation? What do you mean by fragmentation? Fragmentation என்ன? When the organism get matured, the parent body which is divided into two or more. Okay, the parent body which is divided into two or more. The each piece is called as fragment. Later, each fragment will grow into the new individuals. So this is called as a fragmentation. These all already we discussed in the previous topic, ma. Okay, so fragmentation என்னது? When the parent body get matured, the parent body which is divided into two or more, each piece is called as a fragment. Later, each fragment will grow into the new individuals. Okay, so which is called as a fragmentation. Okay, and reproduction by isogamous, anisogamous, oogamous. Okay, na? And spore formation, asexual reproduction by spore formation. Spore formation என்னது? Zoospores. What is the type of spores? Zoospores. What is the characteristic of zoospores? What is the characteristic of zoospores?
motile in flagella, ma'am.
Very good, very good. இதெல்லாமே ஆல்ரெடி நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணதா. That is the reason I'm asking with you questioning. Yeah, very good, correct. Answer me. Motile flagellate spore. Then they may be either haploid or they may be either a haploid or a diploid. Haploid or diploid. Some common type of zoospores I told. What are they told? What are the zoospores? What are the some types of zoospores we have? What are the types of zoospores we have? Make a note. Aplanospores. Make a note. Aplanospores. APLONO. APLANO. APLANO. Aplanospores. SPORES. Aplanospores. Aplanospores, they are thin-walled non-motile spores. This comes under the zoospores only. It is one type of zoospore. Thin-walled non-motile spores. Thin-walled non-motile spores. Zoospores are three types. One is aplanospores. 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 Aplanospores means meaning என்னது? They are thin-walled non-motile spores. Second one, actinids. AKINETES. Actinids. They are thick-walled resting spores. Aplanospores are thin-walled non-motile spores. Actinids are thick-walled resting spores. Okay, next. Palmella stage. PALMELLA. Palmella stage, na? The group of zoospores are aplanospore surrounded by mucilaginous. Okay, mucilage which is called as palmella stage. Example, chlamydomonas which comes under which will undergo the process of palmella stage. Chlamydomonas. What is a palmella stage now? A group of zoospores or aplanospores surrounded by the mucilage which is called as palmella stage. Okay, so this is the example chlamydomonas. So this is the way what happened. the asexual reproduction will be takes place. ஏன்னா இதெல்லாமே already we discussed in the previous topic only. Okay, in the five kingdom classification itself we have discussed all these things. So this is what about the gender characteristic. Next topic we are going with, what is that? The types. Okay, what are the types of classification of algae? We are going with that. Okay, the introduction was given about the algae. Shall I recap all the points, Bhumika? Okay,
Yes,
it is
ma'am.
there. Yeah, it is there. Make a note of it one more time. If any points are missing, kindly make a note. Okay, so actually algae means, what is that? Phototrophic, non-embryophytic, okay, simple aquatic thallophytes. Okay, wow, that is the word simple it was given na. They are simple aquatic thallophytes. Okay, the term algae was given by Linnaeus. The study of algae vandu phycology. Father of phycology is called as F.E. Fritsch, and the father of Indian phycology M.O.P. Iyengar. Algae meaning என்னன்னா seaweed. Okay, this is the main autotrophs in the planet. Nearly it carry the 90% of the global photosynthesis. And if you see a distribution, majority the algae which is distributed in the, what is that? The aquatic, and only few cases we have a land also. Okay, and if you see it has a chlorophyll present in more. That is the reason it can able to do the autotrophs, can able to do the food. And if you see, it is the living condition. It pathona fresh water, marine, everywhere I told. Along also it is associated with some fungi also. So this lichen we can say, and some are associated with the, what is that? Some animals also. Example on sloth beer. Example on sloth beer, it can able to associate. And size pathona, its form and size vandu very variable. It is different. Okay, for example, free floating algae are called as phytoplanktons. Phytoplanktons majority which is live in the aquatic only. Okay, and plant body, if you see, it is unicellular to multicellular structure also we have. Okay, and thallus, if you see, they are unicellular form of thallus also we have, multicellular form of thallus also we have. Unicellular form of thallus example is Chlamydomonas, and multicellular form of thallus is example vandu Volvax. Okay, Volvax, and also we have a filamentous form also. Example filamentous form Spirogyra. And massive plant body, actually plant body கிடையாது algae, but there is one organism have a massive plant body. That is example is kelps, KELPS. So the plant body, the thallus grouped into four. One is the unicellular form, second one is the multicellular form, third one is the filamentous forms, and also what is that? Massive plant body also presented. These are the form and size are present in the algae. And next thing vandu reproduction, if you see, it undergo vegetative reproduction, asexual reproduction, and sexual reproduction. So what is a vegetative reproduction na? It takes place with help of the fragmentation. So what is the meaning of fragmentation na? Okay, when the parent body get mature, which is divided into form two or more fragment. Each fragment which is grow into new individual, which is called as fragmentation. So the next thing vandu asexual reproduction vandu, it takes place with help of spores. The spores is called as zoospores. The zoospores are, there are different types of zoospores we have. One is actinospores. Actinospores na enna, they are thin walled non-motile spores. And actinids, if you see, they are thick walled resting spores. Actinids na thick walled resting spores. And palmella stage na, the zoospores or actinospores are covered by the mucilage na, which is called as, what is that? Palmella stage. And the next one is sexual reproduction, three types, undergo three types. One is isogamous, anisogamous, oogamous. Isogamous na enna, the fusion of two similar gametes fusion. Morphologically, physiologically similar gametes are fusion. Anisogamy na enna, smaller, more active gametes fused with the larger, less active gametes are fused na, which is called as anisogamy. And next one vandu oogamy means the fusion of non-motile Okay, male gamete, that is non-gamete or especially motile male gamete fused with the female. Okay, non-motile female gamete na, that is egg, which is called as oogamy. These are the three types of reproduction you could see in the algae. Okay, va? So the next thing we are going with the classification of algae and also additional point also given. So if you see, fix half of the total carbon dioxide on the earth. So that is the reason I told 90% of the global photosynthesis takes place by the algae. Reason enna, the fix nearly carbon dioxide on the earth. Total half of the carbon dioxide on the earth வந்து fix பண்றது. What is that? That is the algae only. And also increase the oxygen level. I told it is live in the water bodies, right? So majority it is live in the water bodies, no? That is the reason it can produce more amount of oxygen. So it will increase the dissolved oxygen in the water, which is very helpful to the fishes. And majority வந்து the primary producers. Okay, it will involve majority in our food cycles for aquatic animals. I told phytoplanktons, I told, right? So in the aquatic life, if you see a food chain which starts with the phytoplanktons only, that is algae only. And so marine algae, about 70% we are using for the food. So it is given in the last of the lessons about the economic importance. Okay, and some marine red and brown algae produce the carrageens and hydrocolloids. So these are used for the industrial purpose, and also it is the space travelers. Protein-rich unicellular algae also present. It is a protein rich in space travelers they are using. So these things we will discuss in the next topic. We have economic importance. Okay, so the next thing it is, what are the classification of algae? There are three classification of algae. One is chlorophyllaceae, phaeophyllaceae, rhodophyllaceae. Okay, so what is a chlorophyllaceae? Chlorophyllaceae means green algae. Chlorophyllaceae another green algae. Chlorophyllaceae, a green algae. Actually, generally it is a green algae. It is the unicellular. Make a note about the chlorophyllaceae we are going to discuss. First where it is living now, all the algae, it is a common only aquatic and also fresh water. Okay, and what is the plant body? Thallus. Plant body is thallus. Okay, and here chlorophyllaceae we have the largest unicellular green algae. இது largest unicellular green algae na Acetobularia. Okay, Acetobularia. Okay, it is the largest. Pathona, the largest chlorophyllaceae. Which one is the largest unicellular green algae? Chlorophyllaceae எது largest one அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னா, one is Acetobularia. Acetobularia. Acetobularia is the largest form of what is that green algae. Okay, va? So commonly they are called as green algae or grass green algae also. Why it is commonly we can call as a green algae na? That is due to the color, green color. Okay, why na? Because the dominance of chlorophyll A and B pigments are more in this algae. Okay, dominant, what is that? More amount of chlorophyll A and B pigment are present here. Okay, and the cell wall, if you see, the cell wall is made up of what is that? Cellulose and pectin. Okay, cellulose and pectin is present. Okay, and the chloroplast, you see, they have different shape, like a discoid shape and plate like, and also ribbon like, cup shaped, spiral, like different shapes we could able to see the chloroplast. You could able to see the chloroplast. And the reserve food material. Okay, it was given the most of them have one or more pyrenide is chloroplast. Some algae are stored food as oil droplets. So here the reserve food material in chlorophyllaceae, if you see, starch. Okay, and stored in the protein body is called as pyrenides. The pyrenides here only the starch will be stored. Okay, this pyrenides where it is located now, which is located in the chloroplast. Okay, the reserve food material in algae starch. which is stored in the pyrenites, stored in the protein body is called as pyrenites, and these pyrenites are present in the chloroplast. Okay, and see some of the algae which store the what is that oil droplets also. Okay, some algae store the what is that oil droplets also during the unfavorable condition. During the unfavorable condition, they will store the what is that oil. Okay, va? Yes. And the next one, if you see the cell wall, okay, the cell wall is made up of cellulose and also pectin, I told, right? So the inner wall is cellulose, the outer wall is made up of pectin or pectose layer. Up to now, any doubt? Up to now, any doubt? Bhumika? Okay, so majority the chlorophyllaceae, it is also known as green algae or grass green algae. Why it is called as a green algae or grass green algae? Na? Due to presence of what is that green color due to chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B pigments. Majority of these algae are unicellular form and also some are colonial form also we have. Okay, and which is live in the where? Fresh water. Okay, aquatic water. It will majority of the algae which is live, and in chlorophyllaceae, which one is the largest unicellular algae in pathona? Acetobularia. Acetobularia is the largest algae, largest unicellular algae. Okay, and the next one the green color, that is pigment of A and B is present in the chloroplast. And reserve food material, the shape of the chloroplast, if you see, they have a discoid, plate-like and reticulate and a cup-shaped. Reticulate and cup-shaped structures. Okay, and so the next one, the reserve food material. If you see, starch is the reserve food material, and it is stored in the a protein body is called as pyrenites, and the pyrenites are present in the chloroplast. These pyrenites are present in the chloroplast, and in some algae, the oil droplets also stored during the unfavorable condition only. Okay, and the cell wall is made up of two layers. Inner layer is made up of cellulose, outer layer is made up of pectase. Okay, and the next one, if you see the number of flagella, the algae have a flagella. Okay, the algae they have a flagella. For example, Oudogonium, they have a mini flagella. Chlamydomonas 2, and Eulothrix 4, and the next one Eulothrix 4 and Oudogonium many flagellas are present. These are the some of the common what is that algae which is present in the aquatic. So this is all everything is thalide form. This is the filamentous form. Okay, Spirogyra. This is the spirogyral form. Okay, and the next one, this is the palmella stage. This is the algae palmella stage, and palmella stage. And some are, if you see, in massive plant body, I told. Okay, massive plant body, kelps, I said. Massive plant body, kelps one way. This is the massive plant body, I told na. This is the kelp, KELPS, kelps. Okay, and this is the Spirogyra, and this is the volvax. So this is called volvax. So some of the algae. Okay, this also filamentous form algae. So these are the some of the algae about the what is that chlorophyllaceae. Any doubt in this topic? And we are going with the reproduction. If you see a reproduction, the reproduction of these chlorophyllaceae, if you see, maximum வந்து fragmentation I told, right? Yes. What is fragmentation? I said already. Actually, already introduction laye I have given the explanation of the each and everything. Here it was mentioned in your textbook only the reproduction, what kind it is. So அப்ப என்னதுன்னா already the introduction point we have already prepared. அதாவது நம்ம தரோ ஆயிருக்கும். Okay. Fragmentation, we know that plant body differentiated into two or more, divided into two or more, each one called as a fragment later, which is grow into new individuals. Okay. And next one வந்து asexual reproduction வந்து with help of zoospores only it takes place. Okay. Zoospores liye வந்து I told aplanospores, non-motile spores and actinids, thick-walled spores. Okay. Palmella stage, zoospores, aplanospores are covered by the mucilaginous coat. It's called as, okay, it's called as palmella stage. All these things it takes place. Sexual reproduction வந்து isogamous to oogamy na 3 types involve ஆகும். Isogamy, anisogamy, oogamy மூணுமே இங்க involve ஆகும். ஓகேவா? And zygote undergo period of rest. Some common example chlamydomonas, volvox, cara, ulothrix எல்லாமே வந்து zygote வந்து என்ன ஆகும்னா undergo some time வந்து என்னது rest. Then only it will involve for reproduction. So this is what about the chlorophyllaceae. Any doubt? Any doubt, amma?
No, ma'am.
Is it clear? Can you tell me what is pyrenites? Can you tell me what is pyrenites, Bhumika? What is pyrenites? In chlorophyllaceae, I have told one of the important character of pyrenites. What is a pyrenites? What is pyrenites? What is pyrenites? Okay. What is the reserve food material in algae? What
Starch,
is the
ma'am.
starch வந்து where it is stored? Where it is stored? Starch. Starch வந்து algae எங்க ஸ்டோர் ஆயிருக்கு? In algae, where did the starch was stored? What is the protein body is called as? What is the protein body is called as? And the protein body பேரு தான் pyrenites. Algae reserve food material வந்து starch. இந்த starch வந்து algae எங்க ஸ்டோர் ஆயிருக்குன்னா a protein body is called as pyrenites. இந்த pyrenites வந்து எங்க இருக்குன்னா these pyrenites are present in the chloroplast. Got it, Bhumika? Now you got idea what is pyrenite? Pyrenites என்னன்னு புரிஞ்சுதா?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That is, yeah, that meaning என்னன்னா protein body which is present in algae for storage of starch. For storage of starch. Okay, va? For storage of starch. Got it? Yes. What kind of vegetative reproduction undergo chlorophyllaceae? What is the vegetative reproduction undergo chlorophyllaceae? What is that?
Fragmentation, ma'am.
Very good. Okay. What type of asexual reproduction is going on? With help of which spore?
Zoospores, ma'am.
With help of zoospores. Okay, good. Shall I move to the next one? Phaeophyllaceae. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Phaeophyllaceae means brown algae. Phaeophyllaceae என்னது? Brown algae. Okay. So, The largest group of algae, most majority in the marine. Marineல எது largest group of algae அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னா that is a brown algae Phaeophaeaceae only. Okay, and here if you see they also have a great variation in the size and forms. Okay, and some brown algae massive form the massive seaweeds called as kelps. Okay, நான் ஆல்ரெடி நான் சொல்லியிருக்கேன் plant body thallus of algae வந்து 4 types of thallus இருக்கு. ஒன்னு வந்து unicellular forms, second one வந்து multicellular forms, third one வந்து filamentous form, fourth one வந்து massive plant body. And the massive plant body I told na kelps, it is comes under the brown algae only. brown algae ல தான் இந்த massive plant body it will வரும் சரியா. plant bodyனா அதுல வந்து root stem இந்த differentiation எல்லாம் வந்து இங்க இருக்காது. Okay, only hold fast. Hold fast na instead of root for holding it has one of the part with the soil, that is hold fast. And instead of leaf, shoot, everything it has what is that frond, frond, frond engra or structure irukku. Okay va. So that is one of the example of what is that the brown algae. Okay, and the next thing if you see mostly I told marine size வந்து எப்படி இருக்குன்னா majority of the brown algae like a massive plant body only, that is a kelps. Okay, and some if you see laminaria. Okay, laminaria பார்த்தோம்னா it nearly it reach 2 to 9 meter in length. The variation in size and shape la majority of the brown algae வந்து massive plant body. Okay, example kelps. laminaria பார்த்தோம்னா 2 to 9 meter in length. ஓகேவா, 2 to 9 meter length வந்து வளரும். இதுவும் one of the organism which is comes under the Phaeophaeaceae. And the brown algae பார்த்தோம்னா we have unicellular forms to colonial forms. In Chlorophaeaceae we studied unicellular forms, multicellular forms also plant body is there, kelps form and also what is that filamentous. இது எல்லாமே வந்து இருக்கு. ஆனா ஜெண்டர் கேரக்டரிஸ்டிக் அதுல வந்து இது வந்து யூனிசெல்லுலார் ஃபார்ம்னா சிங்கிள் செல்லாவும் இருக்கு. அண்ட் சம் ஆல் காலினியல் குரூப் ஆஃப் ஆர்கானிசம்ஸ் ஆல்சோ பிரசன்ட் இன் அ பிரவுன் ஆல்கே. ஓகே, அண்ட் இஃப் யூ சி த thallus of the brown algae filamentous structure also present, that is ectocarpus. Okay, and also parenchymatous structure also we have. Example வந்து sargassum, laminaria. Okay, sargassum, laminaria இதெல்லாமே some of the sargassum, laminaria இதெல்லாம் which is comes under the what is that a brown algae only. Okay, and the next thing the brown algae, the plant body is divided into hold fast. The hold fast is nothing but it will attach the what is that so plant body with the soil. And stipe we have, instead of stem we have a stipe. Okay, stem like structures are present which is called as a stipe. And some of the lamina or frond, that is a flattened leaf like portion of photosynthetic tissue also present. Okay, so this is what about the Chlorophaeaceae. Okay, and so vegetative cells have cellulosic food stored வந்து என்னதுன்னா laminarin or mannitol. Very very important one, make a note of it. Food வந்து store வந்து என்னதுன்னா laminarin and also what is that mannitol is that it is generally this carbohydrate form. Okay, carbohydrate form laminarin and mannitol was food as stored. Okay, so what is that Phaeophaeaceae, which is also called as a brown algae. This is generally located in the marine algae. Marineல வந்து அதிகமா இருக்கும். So the brown algae, it is massive plant body also we have. The massive plant body is called as the kelps. And another one organism is called laminaria. It will grow nearly 2 to 9 meter length. Okay, and so and cell thallus plant body வந்து unicellular forms also we have, and also we have a colonial forms also. Okay, and the shape வந்து என்ன ஆகும்னா, so the vary color from olive green to brown depending on the amount of xanthil pigment and fucoxanthins are present. இங்க வந்து chlorophyll A, C, in chlorophyll A, C we have a chlorophyll A, B only. We have chlorophyll A, C, carotenoids and xanthophylls. So these are the pigments they are present. Okay, so they may be vary in color, olive green to different shades and brown depending upon the amount of xanthophyll pigment present. The brown color is due to xanthophyll pigment present. Okay, xanthophyll pigment and also fucoxanthin pigment. Fucoxanthin and xanthophyll pigment present ஆயிருக்கிறதுனால தான் it is a color like a brown. Okay, so due to presence of these two color, it will mask the what is that a green color of the chlorophyll A and C. And the reserve food material, if you see, the reserve food material is what is that laminarin and mannitol. Both also comes under the carbohydrates. Okay, and so the next thing, reproduction. If you see the cell wall, if you discussed about the cell wall of these organisms, okay, these organisms, the cell wall was double layer. The inner wall pathona cellulose, outer layer வந்து they are thick and mucilaginous. It will form the phycocolloids and namely is called as alginic acids. Okay, so phycocolloids வந்து if it is due to presence, we can able to prevent the drying and protect the cells from the injury. Protect the cells from injury. So that is one of the important nature. Okay, so cellulosic walls, they are made up of what is that cellulosic wall. It is given the vegetative cells or the cell wall is double layer, inner cellulose. Okay, and outer layer is made up of what is that mucilaginous layer. Okay, it is formed as a phycocolloids, namely algine. It was given algine, right? But it is a alginic acid also we can use the term. Okay, the alginic acid வந்து it is present in the outer layer. Due to presence of this outer layer alginic acid, phycocolloid nature, this alginic acid வந்து prevent the drying and protect the cells from the injury. Okay, and so they have a protoplast contain plastids, central vacuole also present, nucleus also present, and the plant body, if you see, they have a kelp. I told it is like a massive plant body. It is attached with the soil by hold fast, and as a stripes are present, it is called stalk or stem, and leaf-like structure, photosynthetic structures are found. That is called as frond. Okay, and if you see vegetative reproduction, it takes place by the fragmentation. We know what is a fragmentation, and asexual reproduction is takes place with the help of the biflagellate zoospores. Okay, biflagellate zoospores. Okay, two unequal zoospores. Flagellata is present. Sexual reproduction, if you see, isogamous and oogamous. We know that isogamous என்னது, you know what is that? Two morphologically, physiologically similar gametes. And also anisogamous na small, large, small, more active, larger, less active gametes fused together. And oogamous na, what is that? The motile or non-motile male, that is a sperm fused with the non-motile female, which is called as what is that? Oogamous. So this is what takes place in the sexual reproduction. Examples: ectocarpus. Okay, ectocarpus, dictya. These are the some of the examples. Okay, ectocarpus, dictya, laminaria, sargassum, and fucus. So these are the some of the example of the what is that? The Phaeophyaceae. Yes, anybody can you recap the Phaeophyaceae characters? Any one of them can you recap Phaeophyaceae characters? What is the common name of Phaeophyaceae? Amma, what is the common name
Brown
of
algae.
Phaeophyaceae?
Brown
Very good.
algae, ma'am.
Okay. What is the major pigment in Phaeophyaceae?
Chlorophyll A and C, ma'am.
And also, why it is brown in color?
Due to presence of fucoxanthina, xanthin
Ah,
or
ah,
xanthophyll.
very good, very good. What is the reserve food material? What is the reserve food material? In chlorofluorinaceae, I said starch. What is about in a FeOFAC?
Laminarin or mannitol.
Very good. Laminarin and mannitol. Okay. What is the cell wall is made up of? Inner wall is made up of? Inner wall is made up of cellulose. Outer wall is made up of algin, right? Inner wall is made up of cellulose. Outer wall is made up of alginic
Algin,
acid or
ma'am.
algin. What is the importance of algin? Alginic acid என்ன பண்ணும்? What is the function of alginic acid or algin? Prevent the drying and protect the cell from injury. Prevent the drying and protect the cell from the injury. Okay, va? Okay. How many flagella is present? How many flagella is present?
2, ma'am.
Two unequal. Okay. Laterally is present. Okay, va? But in a chlorophyllaceae, we have 2 to 8 equal amount of flagella is present. That also present in apical region, tipple. Lateral side na both regions. Okay. And habitat, where did it grow? POVC, where did
Marine,
it grow? Uh, Marine, freshwater,
aquatic.
aquatic. Okay. So this is what about the POVC. Shall I move to the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you give some example of POVC?
Ectocorpus and laminaria, ma'am.
Very good. Okay. Shall I move to the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
The next topic is about the rhodophyllaceae, which is also known as red algae. Which is also known as what is that? Red algae. So chlorophyllaceae, green algae. Phaeophyllaceae, brown algae. Rhodophyllaceae, red algae. Okay, va? And so what is the reason of red thalli? Red kana reason என்னன்னா due to red pigment that is called as phycoerythrin. Due to presence of phycoerythrin, it is color like what is that? Red. Here also we have a chlorophyll like A, B, C, D. All the chlorophylls are present, but the main pigment is phycoerythrin. Due to presence of this phycoerythrin, the plant body is covered. The what is that? Mask the chlorophyll A and D. Okay, where predominantly this algae can live in the marine. எங்க அதிகமா இருக்கும் ரெட் algae? ரெட் algae mainly it is grow in the where? மெரைன்ல தான் அதிகமா இருக்கும். ஓகேவா? And some of the marine and also occur in the close to the surface of water and great depth in the oceans. Oceansல ரொம்ப ஆழமான இடத்துல வந்து இருக்கிற algae-னா that is what is that? Our rhodophyllaceae member only. Okay, majorly the plant body is a multicellular form. The rhodophyllaceae, the plant body வந்து என்னது? Multicellular form. Okay, and multicellular form. Okay, and next one வந்து some fresh water also we have, but majority if you see marine water only more. Okay, and also close to the marine region. Okay, also which is live. Okay, and also which is live in the deep inside the oceans also, and also it live in the fresh water also it will live. This is the nature of it. Okay, and majority of the thallus, if you see, I told it is a multicellular form. Okay, and it has have a complex body organization. Body organization வந்து complex இருக்கும். Okay, and food will be stored அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னா the food stored வந்து Floridian starch. the food stored வந்து என்னன்னா reserve food materials வந்து fluoridian starch. Actually this fluoridian starch வந்து it is resembles பார்க்கிறதுக்கு எப்படி இருக்கும்னா like a glycogen, and amylopectin. Okay, so it turn brown or yellow with the iodine. நம்ம iodine கூட when this algae, when we are observing, so the color will be changed into brown to yellow with the iodine. Okay, yellow with the iodine. And red color algae, I told the predominant reason வந்து என்னதுன்னா the presence of phycoerythrin and chlorophyll A and D also present. And if you see the cell wall, okay, this algae, if you see a cell wall வந்து outer pectin, inner cellulose. Same in all organism. If you see in chlorophyllaceae, cellulose. In phaeophyllaceae, inner cellulose, outer layer is made up of
Algae, ma'am.
yeah, algae. Very good. அது important character அதுல. இதுல வந்து inner layer is cellulose, outer layer is pectin. And also the mucilaginate material outer layer mainly consists of agar agar and carrageen that constitute the major portion of the cell's dry weight. Make a note of it. Okay, so outer layer la mucilaginous materials are present. So this is agar agar. For making ice creams and all we are using agar agar only. Okay, agar agar is present in this rhodophyllaceae member only. And carrageen, so that constitute the major portion of the cells dry weight kan reason வந்து இந்த agar agarum carrageen தான். Okay, and reproduction, if you see vegetatively fragmentation, asexually it takes place undergo what is that asexual spores. Sexual reproduction takes place with help of oogamy type. Sexual reproduction வந்து oogamous type. Okay va? And asexual reproduction வந்து non-motile spores. Vegetative reproduction வந்து fragmentation. Okay, so as a result of asexual reproduction we will get what is that zygote. This zygote undergo many post fertilization changes. Examples வந்து polycyphenia, gladium, okay, geladium, gracilaria. These are the very very two important organism. Gladium, gracilaria. Okay, very very important organism. For example, this is geladium. Make a note, this organism is a geladium. Main economically in this family is this group is very very important for ice cream preparation, everything. This is called as geladium and this is called as gracilaria. The organism வந்து gracilaria. Okay, this is called as porphyra. 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 So these are the some of the examples of algae. Okay na? Okay, porphyra, geladium, gracilaria. So these are the some of the important characters. Okay, so red algae, rhodophyllaceae, which is comes under the what is that red algae. So majority which is present in the marine and the deep sea of the ocean, and some also we could see in the fresh water also. Okay, and next thing வந்து thallophyta. Thallus பார்த்தோம்னா majorly வந்து multicellular, majority வந்து multicellular forms and have a complex body designs. Okay, and mostly if you see plant body which is made up of what is that? The plant body is made up of Floridian starch. Floridian starch வந்து reserve food material. Floridian starch is the reserve food material and cell wall is outer layer is pectin, inner layer வந்து cellulose and they have a mucilaginous aerogen also. And the red color is due to presence of phycoerythrin. Due to presence of this phycoerythrin. Reserve food material Floridian starch. Reserve food material வந்து என்னன்னா Floridian starch. And the reproduction is vegetative, fragmentation, asexual reproduction by non-motile spores, sexual reproduction by the non-motile gametes. Okay, and fertilization. So after the zygote formation, which is undergo that the development of post-fertilization changes. The important some of the rhodophaceae organisms are, okay, there are Geladium and Gricillaria and yes. So the next one, the economic important. In the beginning of the lesson, I have told, okay, I'll go with one more explanation about the topic. So main economic importance பார்த்தோம்னா, the total, okay, carbon dioxide, half of the carbon dioxide வந்து the fixed in the earth வந்து, that is due to what is that, the algae only, through the photosynthesis it will fix. So when it is fixed the majority of the carbon dioxide, so it can easily increase the oxygen concentration in the surroundings. So they are a primary producers. They are the primary producers. Okay. And industrially, in environment, this is the function. Half of the carbon dioxide fixation takes place because of the algae by the process of photosynthesis. So more amount of oxygen will be released out. And next industrial பார்த்தோம், what is the function அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னா, agar agar I told, alginic acid, carrageen and iodine are the major product derived commercially from this algae. Please make a note of it. So what are the products, the economic importance? Make a note. So what are the important things? So they will fix the industrial important பார்த்தோம்னா, agar agar and alginic acid and carrageen and iodine. So these are the major products derived commercially from the algae. Okay. இதுல வந்து agar agar, it is the cell wall product of red algae. Agar agar வந்து red algae உடைய cell wall product. It is have a polysaccharide having galactose and sulfate. Okay, galactose and sulfate is present. It is obtained usually from Geladium and Gricillaria and used for preparation of ice creams and jellies. Ice creams and jellies இருக்குல்ல, இதுடைய preparationக்கு வந்து we are using the agar agar. Agar agar is the product of what is that? Red algae. Agar agar which is made up of polysaccharides having galactose and sulfate. இதுல agar agarல என்ன இருக்கு? Galactose is present and sulfate is present. Okay, ma? It is used in the preparation of ice creams and jellies. Okay, and also hydrocolloids. They are water holding substance. Algine, it is from brown algae. Okay, and carrageen from the red algae are used in commercially. Hydrocolloids, that is water holding capacity we are using. And next one, the iodine, which is obtained from the brown algae, laminaria and fucus and polycythemia. Okay, obtained from the brown algae, laminaria, fucus and polycythemia, we are extracting the iodine. And also apart from that, space travelers, SCP, single cell protein. Okay, from the chlorella and spirulina. Okay, used as a food, SCP. And the source of oxygen for the astronauts in prolonged space travels. Okay, source of oxygen for the astronauts in the prolonged space travels. Okay, so these are the some of the economic importance of the algae. So fix the what is that? Atmospheric carbon dioxide. So increase the oxygen level in the air. And industrially, here it is used for the many purpose. Like what are they? It will produce the agar agar, alginic acid, and carrageen and iodine. Each one will help in the different way. Agar agar, it is used for the ice cream and jelly preparation. Okay, and the alginic acid and carrageen, these are used commercially for holding the water substances. And the next one, iodine also, brown algae, it is extracted from the laminaria, fucus and polycythemia. And space travel also it will use chlorella, spirulina. Okay, it is used for the what is that? SCP, it is a main source of oxygen for the astronauts for a prolonged space travels. Okay, so this is what about the what is that? Different types of the algae. Phaeophaeaceae, the three types of algae was given. Any doubt? Amma, any doubt about this? Is
No,
it clear?
ma'am.
Yeah. So the next chapter, bryophytes. So we'll go with the next class. Any doubt in this? If anything you have a doubt, you can raise. We can go with that. Is it clear? Ma, about algae, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure, huh? Okay, bryophytes, if you take, it is take more time. We will see in the next class. Okay, ma? We'll see in the next class. Okay, ma?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. So three classification also very, very important. Introduction of the lesson itself given. Okay. So artificial system classification was earliest one, which is not accepted. What is the reason not accepted? Can you tell me? Why the artificial system classification was not accepted? See, artificial classification வந்து ஏன் வந்து அவர் அக்செப்ட் பண்ணலைன்னா ஜென்ரலா வந்து எல்லா மார்பலாஜிக்கல் கேரக்டர்ஸ் லைக் ஹேபிட், நம்பர், ஸ்ட்ரக்சர், லீஃப் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் இத பத்தி தான் அவர் வந்து ஆர்டிபிஷியல் கிளாசிபிகேஷன்ல வந்து அவர் கொடுத்திருந்தாரு லின்னேயஸ். அண்ட் ஆல்சோ ஆண்ட்ரீஷியமோட ஸ்ட்ரக்சரை பத்தி இதுல சொல்லியிருந்தாரு. ஆனா வெஜிடேட்டிவ் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் லைக் இதுல வந்து நம்பர், கலர், லீஃப் இந்த மாதிரி சொல்லி இருக்கிறதுனால இது என்விரான்மெண்ட்னால சீக்கிரமா என்ன ஆகும், இட் வில் கெட் அஃபெக்டட். என்விரான்மெண்டால இது சீக்கிரமா இட்ஸ் கெட் அஃபெக்டட்ங்கிறதுனால இந்த ஆர்டிபிஷியல் சிஸ்டம் ஆஃப் கிளாசிபிகேஷன் வந்து அக்செப்ட் பண்ணல. ஏன்னா ஈஸிலி த மெட்டீரியல் வந்து நாட் ப்ரிவென்டட் ஃபார் லாங் டைம். ஓகே, வெஜிடேட்டிவ் பார்ட்ஸ், தட் இஸ் த ரீசன் ஆர்டிபிஷியல் சிஸ்டம் ஆஃப் கிளாசிபிகேஷன் வந்து நாட் அக்செப்டட். ஓகேவா? அண்ட் செகண்ட் ஒன் வந்து நேச்சுரல் சிஸ்டம் ஆஃப் கிளாசிபிகேஷன் வந்து ஜார்ஜ் பெந்தம் அண்ட் ஜோசப் டால்டன் ஹூக்கர் வந்து கொடுத்திருந்தாரு. இங்க வந்து இட் வாஸ் அக்செப்டட். ஒய் மீன்ஸ் இட் இஸ் அ நேச்சுரல் சிஸ்டம் கிளாசிபிகேஷன் பிகாஸ் ஹியர் he mentioned the external characteristic, அதாவது vegetative characters also included and internal characteristic, that is anatomy of the organism also explained here. So இது ரெண்டும் இங்க வந்து and also it is affinity with the other organism in the environment ல எப்படி how it is interacted அப்படிங்கறதையும் இது எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணதுனால the natural system classification was accepted. And phylogenetic system of classification வந்து only evolutionary relationship among the organism only it was explained. So this same taxa have a common ancestor அப்படிங்கறத வந்து he told in the phylogenetic classification. So அதுதான் வந்து 3 types of classification. அதை பேஸ் பண்ணி தான் they have given what is that 5 kingdom. அதுல வந்து we have completed today about the algae. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, 2 more jumped. Okay, okay, ma. We'll wind up the class. Yes, we'll see in the bryophytes in the next class.